I want to show you a story that seems simple. But if you look deeper, it's a warning for each of us. This moment flew under the radar, but its consequences could flip America's entire economy upside down. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent quietly but unmistakably signaled that President Donald Trump's promised $2,000 tariff rebate checks may never reach the American people. And the reason isn't just Congress anymore. Now everything hinges on one thing: a Supreme Court decision that could gut Trump's entire tariff system overnight. Hit the like button and drop a comment. Do you honestly believe these checks were ever real? Or was this just another political fantasy designed to win applause? And here's where things get even more surreal. Bessent didn't say yes. He didn't say no. He simply said, "We will see." That phrase hangs in the air like a storm warning. It means even the administration doesn't know whether the plan Trump bragged about on rallies can legally or practically happen at all. Imagine this. A president promises every American $2,000 in dividends from tariffs, while the Supreme Court holds the power to declare those tariffs illegal. If that happens, the question won't be, when do we get the money? But will giant corporations walk away with billions in refunds, while ordinary Americans get absolutely nothing? That's exactly what Bessent hinted at when he asked, "What's the Supreme Court's plan for refunds?" It sounded offhand, but it wasn't. It was a warning about a potential economic explosion. Trump, in his usual style, said anyone against tariffs is a fool, because tariffs supposedly bring money into the budget that can then be given back to the people. Bessent repeated the same talking points. Payments would go to working families with an income cap. But nobody can explain where the money would come from if the Supreme Court strikes down the very system that's supposed to fund the checks. Meanwhile, the economy is taking hits from every direction. The longest government shutdown in U.S. history already damaged businesses, government services, and entire states. Bessent himself admitted, "Of course the shutdown set us back." He said it calmly, but Americans felt it in their wallets. Small businesses struggled, federal agencies went dark, billions evaporated, and yet, somehow, Bessent claims that early next year, inflation will fall, and real income will accelerate sharply. He said, when those lines cross, Americans will feel it. But right now, those lines aren't even on speaking terms. And here's what people feel most. Groceries keep getting more expensive. Slowly, but relentlessly. Coffee is up by almost 1/5 compared to last year. Bananas cost more. The average grocery basket is nearly 3% higher than a year ago. Consumer sentiment has crashed to just above 50, one of the worst pre-holiday readings ever recorded. In a panic move, the administration suddenly announced that many agricultural imports will be exempt from tariffs. The original duties were supposed to range from 10 to 50%, but now they're being peeled back to stop food prices from rising even further. It feels like trying to put out a house fire with a water bottle. On the global stage, things aren't better. The U.S. still hasn't signed a rare earth mineral deal with China, even though these materials are essential for electronics, military equipment, medical tech, and communications. A framework was announced in October, which prevented 100% additional tariffs. And now Bessent hopes the final deal will be signed by Thanksgiving. Not expects hopes. That alone tells the story. Without those rare earth materials, parts of American manufacturing could literally grind to a halt. Yet, the Treasury keeps talking about free flow of rare earths, as if the crisis is already solved. It isn't solved, it's frozen. And once again, everything hinges on negotiations that can collapse at any moment. In this environment, the promise of $2,000 looks like a shiny wrapper covering a massive hole. And Bessent basically admitted it. The checks need Congress. Congress is split, and the Supreme Court might erase the entire funding mechanism. So what are Americans left with? Promises. More promises. And a reality where prices rise, the economy stumbles, supply chains shake, and the courts hold the power to reshape the president's entire trade agenda. Here's the truth. America can survive tariffs, shutdowns, and global trade wars, but it cannot survive a total collapse of trust. And right now, trust is the most scarce resource in the United States.